I got my hands on the Smoke Sessions 2 palette at a really good discount, and I finally have my Kosas blushes, so let's go ahead and test out some new makeup. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. My name is KARENHARRIS. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. I do post quite often, so highly recommend subscribing, turning on that bell so you're notified every time I post. And without further blabbering, let's get into it. I'm about to film my new makeup releases, so as always, I decided to sit down and film a makeup look because why not? And today we have some exciting things to try out. So I have some of my face makeup on, but I still have some things I want to test out with you guys. But let's start off with some new eyeshadow primers. Actually, these are just liquid shadows, but the reason I picked up the Smoke Sessions 2 palette was because I was placing a melt order for these eyeshadows and they were having an amazing sale. It was like 50% off, I think, of everything because I ordered 5 products or so. There was something. They had some kind of sale. I don't think these were a part of it, but I got everything else like half off. So I'm super excited. These are the melted liquid eyeshadows and bases. They have 6 shades and I would love to pick up one that's like my skin tone-ish or like maybe this lighter shade, but I decided to grab the black and the white because I'm always looking for a really good white eyeshadow base. So the white shade is called Ultra White and I've had this stuff for quite some time, but usually I'm testing out a new palette and I don't want to also be testing out a new eyeshadow primer. So I have been waiting to try these out, but today is finally the day. I don't really have anything super new to review. So I'm really excited because on Melt's Instagram, they definitely kind of showed this like blended on its own. And I think the neutral shades would be super beautiful, but I don't really see a lot of people just wearing a stark white base as an eyeshadow. So I definitely think these 2 shades were made as base shades and I'm just so curious to see how this is going to work for me. So here's the black and the white and then there's 4 nudie shades. I'm going to use the white shade today, so let's go ahead and see. I don't have any eyeshadow primer on, so I don't know if you would just kind of swipe this on or what we should be doing, but I kind of want it to be quite opaque. I don't want to blend it in too much. So I'm just going to take this Sigma brush and like pat it, but I feel like so many people say a good base is key and I'm still to find like a good white base. So we'll see how this works out. But I also like the neutral shades if you want to do like a one and done eye look. I'm definitely not a one and done eyeshadow kind of girl, so I decided to get the black and the white just to test it out and see because I do enjoy wearing like multi-chromes on a black base. I don't know if you guys have any tips, tricks. I'm always down to hear about them. But that looks pretty opaque, so let's see how that does. But those are the white and black eyeshadow bases from Melt. And of course I bought more things. So I did buy the Smoke Sessions 2 palette. I did grab my She's in Parties and the first palette to show you guys a comparison. But honestly, this palette is super pretty. I'm going to show you close-ups and swatches. I definitely need to check out the shade Blue Haze. It's so pretty. It's like a blue purpley shade. And I've seen a few of my friends review this palette. I know Linda from Glitter Fallout. She gets Melt PR. So I immediately watched her video and I was humming and hawing. But then when it was half off, I could not say no. So I definitely want to use the shade Blue Haze because it looks so beautiful. And then the only other thing I wanted from this collection, actually I wanted this more than the palette, is the Ultra Matte Gel Liner in the shade Afterlife. And I believe Linda said in her video that this is a shade that they launched with the Beetlejuice collection. I did not buy this shade when it launched with the Beetlejuice collection, but I just thought it was such a fun color. And I know my friend Heather likes to use these as eyeshadow bases. And since I love bright shades like this, I thought let me grab this because I've heard such good things about their gel liners and I have a few other ones, but I don't have something like this, so I'm excited to own that. But I want to just play with the eyeshadow palette. This palette swatched beautifully. The formula doesn't feel as squishy as the Melt Smoke Sessions 1 palette, but it's not a big deal. I just feel like Melt has so many different formulas. It's like hard to know what you're gonna get. I feel like every day is like different with their formulas, but this does, based off of the swatches, feel pretty nice. So I have decent expectations of this one, but I'm just gonna go in at a pretty little angle here and carve out the outer corner. I kind of want to do like a bit of a sharp look. We'll see. I haven't done my like faux wing look in a few videos, so maybe the day I was trying out a white base wasn't the day to do it, but it's fine, it's fine. I am so excited because my Glamlite order shipped, so I should have a video coming with the Fresh Prince collection pretty soon, maybe this week, hopefully. And I think I'm getting another indie collection as well that has been announced, but I don't think it's available for order. Okay, so a bit of an issue right here. As you can see, it like stuck to the shadow and now I'm having a hard time blending it. So I think I'm going to change my mind from doing like a very intense eye look to something a little bit more diffuse. So this is the shade Purple Punch. That's the one. It worked out here, but on this side it's kind of like stuck on the primer. So I might have to just try and blend it out a little bit, but I think I kind of screwed up. So I might have to do a less harsh outer corner than I'm used to with the wing. It's very, very sticky and it seems like the eyeshadow won't budge off of where I put it with that matte primer from Melt. So that's interesting to know. As you can see, there's like a little patch here that it wasn't picking up the shadow. That is so bizarre. Wow, this is not like blending at all. It's like not budging. Huh. I'm going to go into Black Roses, which is a lighter purpley color. And I'm going to put that on the rest of the crease. I'm going to keep the inner corner open because I kind of have an idea. We'll see if I end up doing it the way I think I want to do it. But wow, this base is like super glue. You can't really blend too much. So what I maybe should have done was create the shape that I wanted with the base, because it won't let you blend the eyeshadow too much, at least so far. That's the experience I'm having. Might be a great base for cut crease type looks, but that I'm just shocked. Like there's a little patch right here. It's not taking any eyeshadow. Like what is happening? What is happening? Okay. I kind of want to start my eye look all over again because it just looks so bad. What? Sorry if I'm not explaining myself well. It just seems like the base is so tacky, but like making it kind of impossible to blend. And I was gonna do my like wing liner look, but I changed my mind. And over here, this part right here is not taking any eyeshadow. Even if I just like stamp it on, like I'm basically like pressing in as hard as I can. That is so weird. Also, the white eyeshadow here needs to get covered up, and it's like so dry that it's like making it impossible to blend. Maybe I'm just noticing it because I am like sitting here looking at it, but you guys will have to tell me. I feel like there's no way you're gonna miss how bad this looks right here. I'm shocked. Okay, I'm gonna stamp a little bit of eyeshadow with my finger. That also barely helped. Wow. Should I start over? I feel like I should start over. I've gotten so used to doing my eyeshadow with my foundation and stuff on, and it's gonna wreck it. But I'm also glad that I didn't try this out with another brand's palette, because I have even less time on days usually like that. I don't know how I feel about this as a base. This is like so impossible to blend. I'm sorry, I'm like in shock. I need to like clean this off a little. It's driving me crazy. I'll be right back. Okay, so I took a little bit of Bioderma and I cleaned my brow off, and that helped me a little bit. So note to self, when you're using this liquid eyeshadow and base, be like very strategic about where you put it, because I feel like I should have just put it on my lids, or maybe I should have just done my crease and stuff and then used it. I think this would be an amazing base for cut creases. So I think that's how I'll try it next time, but let's keep going. Let's keep going. So I want to use the shade Afterlife in the inner corner. Just a fun idea that I had. So I don't know if I should do that first or if I use the shimmer first. Let's use the shimmer first and we'll see. Let's just say a little prayer. We're trying something new. I think I'll just use the brush I use for the base. It should be fine. I'll just flip it around. I'm going to go into Blue Haze, which is that pretty purpley blue shade. We're going to give it a nice spray, and I'm going to start right here and just kind of tap that onto the lid. Okay, that looks really pretty. I love that shade. Probably one of the prettiest eyeshadows I've seen Mel do in a hot second. Very sparkly and beautiful. And so as you can see, I didn't bring it all the way in because I want to use this shade on the inner portion. So I'm going to grab this little brush from Fantasy Cosmetica and their Cradle in Ice collection, and I just want to pop that right on. I think I really just hit how this makeup look is going. So I'm gonna take this off and we're gonna start over because I cannot with this situation right now. And the green eyeliner just did not. I wanted like a thin line and it got all blotchy. So I'm gonna take this off and we're gonna do this again. Okay, I don't mean to minimize the word trauma, but that was really not fun to play with that and try to like do that. And so we're starting fresh. I've got my Sigma eyeshadow base on, my tried and true. This is why I did not want to try the Melt base with a palette that I was also testing out. So we're gonna start over. I'm just gonna use the same brush I was using for the shade Purple Punch, and I'm gonna just do the regular eye look that I do, just like a regular smoky eye, and I'm just gonna see if that makes a difference, because oh my gosh, I just like hated how that was going for me. And I have so little time to film today, and for me to take my makeup look off to have to start over was not fun. And then the eyeliner, that was my fault. I should have used a skinnier brush, but holy smokes, that was not going well. Not going well. So it is what it is. Maybe I can just do this a little quicker, but I'm very rarely not happy with how my makeup's looking. So, okay, now we're going to take Black Roses, and I'm just going to do the inner half of the crease. Still going to keep the section a little blank there. This palette could have really benefited from a lighter matte purple shade just to give it some depth. It's definitely more on the dark tone leaning situation. I think a lilac purple would have just made it so edgy and fun. So I'm surprised because like I'm not a makeup artist, but I feel like after doing this for so long, you can tell like what a palette needs, right? I feel like there's a very simple formula of how to make a palette really work in a diverse way, and having like lighter shades, darker shades is a really easy way to make a palette very accessible for a large amount of people. So when they do something this grungy and don't give you any options for lighter shades, I feel like why? Like, why do you do that to yourself? Why do you do that to your customers? But I'm not the owner of Melt, so I can't answer that. But I will say this palette is somewhat grungy purples. So you're gonna have to use the shimmers to kind of bring in the lighter. And then they had like these multi-chromes, but I was like, I'm not buying those. It's pointless because it's like, I don't know. I already have those colors. Okay, I'm gonna go into Purple Skinny. I don't know, I can't see right now. And I'm just gonna blend the outer edge as well. These shadows are interesting. I feel like they don't want to move at all. Like once you put them down, they're like, nope, we're staying right here. So let me go ahead and do this green bit just how I wanted to do it, not bring it in. Okay, so to make it nice and like opaque, I'm just gonna let it dry down, and I'm gonna do another layer as well. So while that's drying down, I'm gonna go in with the shimmer shade again, so wish me luck. So I'm gonna pick up on this brush, Blue Haze, scrape some off onto the brush and give it a little spray. Sorry, I'm like not even talking because I'm trying to focus on what I'm doing. Oh, I'm nervous. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I feel like this is the only way I can get like a yellow to pop in my inner corner is to use a gel liner and like really layer it up. I would like it to look a little bit more blended, but I feel like with it being a gel liner, it's pretty impossible. I did take the Natasha Denona eyeliner in the shade, what is this called? Kemu, and I used it on the rest of the waterline. So now let's go ahead and finish up the lower lash line quick. So I'm going to take this little What's Up Beauty pencil brush, and I'm going to go into the shade Black Roses. And I want to be super careful about where I put this because I don't want it to run into the Kemu. So I'm just going really lightly on the lower lash line, keeping it as tight as I can, and then just connecting that to the outer corner. Okay, I'm going to keep it simple this time, not going to do anything too wild and crazy with this look. Just feel like the outer corner could be a little better blended, so we're giving it a little bit of a blend. Okay, I did buy some lashes from the Melt website. These were a recommendation from my friend Heather Austin. They're their half lashes, the Johnny lashes. So I'm going to try them because all my friends that are into lashes say half lashes are just easier to put on. And I got these half off too, so I was like, let me get a few pairs. I know, it's crazy, but I'm going to try these out. I also want to try my blush. So let me go ahead and throw out some mascara, and then we'll try both of those things out. Okay, so the eye look is done. Oh my gosh, it's done. We're finally free. Let's go ahead and keep playing. I did get the lashes on. I will say, Heather, you are right. Angie, you are right. It is way easier to get a half lash on. I do feel like you can definitely tell though, because my lashes are quite a bit shorter. Like my natural lashes are a bit shorter than these Johnny lashes, but we'll see. We'll see. When I play it back, maybe I'll be a little less like thinking about it, but I feel like you can definitely tell like my lashes are pretty sparse up here, and then there's like a longer lash, but I will continue to play. I have 4 pairs of these Johnny lashes, so I'm excited that it was at least quite quick and easy. I did use the Kiss Lash Glue, And I like using this pen. The trick I learned with this one is to put some of it on the actual lash band. I also used a little bit on the actual lash line and just like drew a little bit of a liner moment and then stuck it on there. But the best trick I've learned for lash application is to put some glue actually on the lash, not just on your actual eyelid. So hopefully that'll help some of you out that are on a journey to be lash queens like me. But the half lash did come through, so the eye looks done. I'm so excited to play with my Kosas blushes because I've been waiting for these to come. So I got 2 shades. I got Dreamland and Thrill, and these are the Kosas Blushes Life Baked Talc-Free Dimensional Brightening Blushes. They retail for $29, which is almost 30 bucks, so quite pricey. So this is the shade Dreamland, and it's like a neutrally shade, which is why I picked it. And this is the shade Thrill, which has like a beautiful like corally vibe to it. So I think for today I'm going to use Dreamland because I feel like that's the one that's going to go with this look. So that's described as a rosy bronze. It's a clean, silky smooth, talc-free powder blush baked with squalane hyaluronic acid in dimensional color duos for a healthy flush of color. So very excited. I feel like this is a newer thing from Kosas that I've actually been excited about. They've been coming out with a lot of like complexion products that I haven't really been interested in. So I'm excited that they launched these blushes. I'm just going to grab a Sigma brush and we're just going to put on a nice healthy amount. We'll see how it goes. I wish they had done like a true corally color. That's the one thing. This is quite light on me. Dreamland. I was thinking it was going to be a little bit more vibrant. I'm so into those like bronzy blushes right now but that's cute. Like it's like a light, it's like a touch of color. Blend, blend, blend. It's so hard with baked blushes to know like what shades you're actually going to get because the descriptions, they were all right. They weren't my favorite descriptions on the Kosas blushes, so I did the best I could. I looked at people's real life swatches and picked out 2 shades, but I feel like I could use a little bit more pizzazz with this color. Anyway, it's fine. I'm not completely blown away. I'm a little bit more excited to use Thrill, but I kind of wanted to use a little bit of a toned down blush since my eye look is so vibrant. I also did pick up all 3 shades of the new summer blush collection that Rihanna put out with Fenty. Those blushes came in the same packaging as her highlighters, so I feel like I'm really pumped about that. But yeah, the Kosas blush, I'm having a less than, I don't know, ideal response to them. I was like so excited for them, and now that I have them I'm like, they're okay. They're okay. This highlighter though, one of the best products of 2024 in my opinion. I will say I don't even feel my lashes, like the half lashes, so that's really nice. But anyways, I need to find a lip shade. I need to spray this face, so I will be right back to show you guys the finished look and give you some of my thoughts on the new products I tried out. I need like neon green earrings. I feel like I have some, but I couldn't find them, so I went with these yellow ones instead. But I feel like they're like too toned down for this look. Anyways, this is the finished look. What do you guys think? Did I do it justice? I want to hear your thoughts down below. Now let's go ahead and talk about everything on my face today. So I started off with the Laura Mercier foundation. I've been really enjoying this. I have it in the shade 4W1 Suntan, so if you're my foundation twin, I just want to let you know. I also pulled out my Gucci concealer. Haven't used this one in forever. It's a little light for me, I feel like, and it's a little bit peachy. I don't think this is my favorite concealer by any means, but I wanted to try it because I haven't used it in a while. I cannot see what this shade is, but it's okay. It's definitely not my favorite makeup item from Gucci. For powder, I'm still testing out the One Size powder in the shade Ultra Peach, yeah. I was like, that doesn't sound right. It sounds like I'm saying it wrong, but no, it's Ultra Peach. I am really enjoying this powder so far. I do feel like it does blur under the eyes a little bit, and you guys saw I had a bit of a disaster with this eye look, so this really helped lock in that Gucci concealer after I applied for the second time, which is not ideal, but that is what is under my eyes on top of my concealer. My bronzer is the Say bronzer, and I topped it with my YSL bronzer that I bought myself this month. It is the All Hours Hyper Bronzer in the shade, what shade did I buy? I don't know, I think I bought 2 or 3. It's not on here, which is kind of odd. I thought it was on here this whole time. I think I bought the shade 2 or 3. But I've been loving both of these bronzers separately, and I think this is the first time I paired them together. So looks really good so far. Love my Yum Rum highlighter from Fenty. I cannot wait to get my hands on those blushes. And then my lip shade today is the Merit Lip in the shade Antibites, and I topped it with the lip oil, the Maracuja Juicy Plumping Lip Oil from Tarte. This is in the shade Cinnamon. So pretty. I know that people aren't as jazzed about these poofy applicators for lip products. If that doesn't turn you off about this, I would recommend these. They're really nice and cooling, and I really like the shade Cinnamon, and it's like a gloss oil hybrid, so it doesn't feel as goopy as a gloss, but it's also really nice and shiny and a little bit hydrating, and it's like a really pretty lip for the summertime. If I didn't have as many lip oils as I do, I could definitely see myself picking up the cherry shade because it's like a beautiful red. I just feel like that would be the best juicy shade for like the summer without any lip product on other than the lip oil. Anyways, that is everything. Now let's go ahead and talk about some of the new stuff I tried out today. I will say I'm a little bit underwhelmed by the Kosas blush. I was so excited for this. I think it's just this shade. I thought I was getting like more of a nude, and it's definitely more rosy, and I feel like you can barely see it on me. So I definitely need to keep trying this out, but I'm very excited to try out the shade Thrill, so I'll probably do that in my next video when I am trying something else out. I am really, really excited about the lashes, the Johnny lashes. Like I said, I've heard good things about these lashes, so that's why I bit the bullet and bought 4 pairs. So yeah, I'm excited. I always want to try and like amp up my looks, but I'm always short on time, so finally tried a half lash. I also do have other lash styles that I can cut to adjust, so I might do that, but I'm feeling very hopeful about this situation. And then I don't even know what to say about this eyeshadow base other than it was terrifying. It's definitely not for the faint of heart. I feel like this is going to be a really good eyeshadow base for cut creases just because of how non-budge this was, or this just didn't want to budge. Like once it dried down and was not going anywhere, but it was also like holding on to the product. So I think this is going to be a really pretty base for cut creases. I'm definitely a little scared, but I'm going to try it out again. I think what I'll do is use my mattes and then put this on for the shimmers if I'm working with a shade like yellow or something neon, which I think actually with my Glamlite and Fresh Prince collection, maybe I'll give this one a try. We'll see, we'll see. Anyway, send me positive vibes because that was very scary for somebody like me that isn't like a professional. I like to experiment, but as you can see, it doesn't always work out. Okay, so let's talk eyeshadow palettes. I will say this is just very grungy. I wish they had included a lighter shade. I feel like that might be an unpopular opinion for the Melt stands out there. I would say I used to be a Melt stan. I'm not so much anymore. They used to be a brand that was very unique, and now they just kind of have faded into the background for me. There's just so many other indie brands that are doing more things with their color stories, and I don't know if it's like a trap of once you get into Sephora, you can't quite be as wild and out there, but I miss old Melt. I know I'm not the only one to say it, but look at this. This is She's in Parties. I think this like slowly got discontinued, but they have some lighter options, which is super helpful when you're working with such dark tones. I do love that the Smoke Sessions palette has lighter shimmer shades because these two aren't really doing anything for me, but As you can see in the mattes, there's a nice gradient here, so it's really nice for people like me that like to do a lighter inner corner, a darker outer corner. So just my 2 cents there. I don't think you need this palette. I think there's better palettes out there when it comes to purples. And then this is the original Smoke Sessions. This is a different version. I actually rebought this palette when it was on sale. My original Smoke Sessions was very like powdery and it was kind of falling apart, so I did repurchase it. But it's a beautiful color story. This was like an iconic green palette when it came out. And I still do think it's absolutely beautiful though. So these are the two palettes next to each other. I just thought it would be fun to show them to you guys. I think they have a bundle, but typically you can get Melt palettes for cheaper on sale. So wait, because I think I even saw their Nightmare Before Christmas palette is on sale. So you can always pick up stuff during a good sale. But that is it. That is my testing new makeup. This is episode number 21. So we're about halfway through the year and we filmed 21 of these, which is so fun for me. I hope you guys are having a pleasant day. I feel like we went on a bit of an adventure. So yeah, I need to just like relax for a bit because that was a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. Don't forget to enter my monthly giveaway and I will see you in another video very, very soon. Bye, friends.